Morning coffee talk. So today I want to talk about how when you're in a relationship with somebody, it's important to focus on what they're bringing into the relationship rather than comparing yourself and what you bring to the table versus what they bring to the table. So, for example, when we had our first kid, it was a major adjustment for us, and we fought a lot, and we were both, I think, pretty unhappy with how things were going. And I think it was because we were constantly comparing what we were each bringing to the table versus what the other person was bringing to the table. So I felt, what's the right word? I don't want to say jaded, irritated. I was irritated because I was the one home stuck all day with the baby. I was the one cleaning the house. I was the one doing the laundry. And he was out working. So when he would get home, he'd be tired. And so I would end up continuing to take care of the baby and continuing to do all the household stuff. Meanwhile, he was the one making all of the money. So I'm sure he felt like what he was doing was hard because he was the one supporting the family. So it kind of became this thing between us where resentments were being built up because I wanted a break from the baby and I wanted help around the house, and he probably felt resentful towards me because I wasn't necessarily showing my appreciation for all of his hard work and the fact that he was supporting us. So I remember thinking to myself one day, I can't do this anymore. This is awful. I'm constantly feeling negative, and it just, I didn't like the way things were going. Our relationship was just kind of becoming so hostile, and we were moving away from each other, and all I wanted was to move toward each other and be close. And we just were building walls because there was too many resentments and so much negativity. And so I thought to myself, you know what? I'm not going to say anything negative anymore. I'm not going to keep comparing what he's doing, what I'm doing. All I'm going to do is I'm going to say the nice things. So when he would come home from work and he would do a load of laundry or something, I would be like, thank you so much for doing the laundry, or thanks for picking up your dishes, or thanks for going to the grocery store, thanks for working, I know how tired you are. And once I made that decision inside of my head and I acted on it verbally, I noticed a shift in our relationship. It was like we went from fighting all the time to not fighting and starting to say thank you for all of the things that the other person was doing. Like he would say, thank you for picking up the house, thank you for cooking, thank you for watching the baby. And over time, we just really started to appreciate each other, and we started to notice the things that the other one was doing that was helpful. So we've been married for 12 years now, and I notice that every time we fall back into that role of comparing what I'm doing, what you're doing, what I'm doing, what you're doing, it makes us unhappy. Or who's making more money. It doesn't matter. It should be symbiotic. It's like if one person's making more money, then the other person can do a little bit more around the house. But I mean, in today's society, there are no more clear, like, there's no clearly defined roles anymore. And I feel like each person can give and take different things. Like, I can work more sometimes, he can work more sometimes. I can do more around the house, he can do more around the house. I can be more involved with the kids, he can be more involved with the kids. But we went from having like this volatile kind of reaction in our relationship to each other when we had our first kid. By the time we had our second kid, it was like clockwork. When I was changing Aiden, he would be right there with a diaper. If I was getting the kids food, he'd fix me a plate of food while I was getting the kids their food. If I washed the laundry, he would be drying the laundry after the wash was done. So we just learned that if we cooperate and we say thank you, we're so much happier, and we stop comparing who brings what to the table. Because honestly, we are very different people, and what he is amazing at, I'm not, and what I'm good at, he might not necessarily be. So we fill in each other's gaps. And by changing the tone of our relationship, we've just become so much happier. We say thank you to each other every single day. I say thank you to him for working, for taking care of the kids, for doing the laundry. And he does the same for me. He'll say, thank you so much for cleaning up the house. And I'll tell him, you're my best friend. And we say, I love you. But I think beyond that, really, the most important thing you can ever do in a relationship with somebody else is just say thank you. It's so easy. Thank you for putting the toilet seat down. Thank you for throwing your trash in the trash can. It sounds stupid, but I'm telling you, it has changed the entire tone of our relationship, and it's amazing. And I couldn't be more thankful for having him in my life. And that's what I do. I focus on everything good that he brings to me, and hopefully he does the same for me. But I try it. Try it with your significant other. Just say thanks for everything that they do.